Hey Clark, we're going to look at some of your shot put throws today, give you some feedback. Let's start by looking at all four of the throws, and then we'll go through some things that we want to look at specifically. So let's watch this first one. Again, this is a full throw reverse, setting it up, run it down there. Wait, let's look at the next one. I believe this is a non reverse. Right, setting it up. All right, lining it up down the middle. This one's a reverse. Again, another practice throw. Setting it up. A little bit slower tempo throw. Looks like, and then this is the last one you sent me, which is another full throw reverse. All right, setting it up. A little bit another slower tempo throw. So again, we'll go through all the major things we want to work on, and then remembering the fact that we kind of work back to front, ground up as far as stuff goes. So we'll try to primarily focus on the footwork and technique in the back, in the middle, ground up, right? Footwork all the way up to your upper body and stuff, and making sure that we're kind of identifying what specifically we want you to work on. Again, for this throw specifically, it's going to be good for identifying first part of your hips, your left hip here. So if you kind of imagine a straight line here where your hip is currently, right? If we kind of watch, or we go back even a little bit further, all right, right when you're starting. Yeah, so we see your left hip here, right? So again, right, you should be going around that left side in this throw. So let's see, how if you're getting your right side around your left effectively. And you can see here that left hip kind of drops in a little bit. And one of the things we want to address is that left foot specifically. So again, I know why you kind of have it at this angle. You're trying to stop turning on it so you don't overturn, so you can get off of it. But again, we want to open that toe up a little bit more, so that way your left hip isn't in this direction here, and so that you can get around it with your right more, right? Because if your left toe is turned a little bit more here, you should be able to, in theory, get your right side around here more, because with being cut off like it is at this angle, you're not able to get around it with your right side too well. So again, that again, the problem is the thing you want to prove is that left hip, and again, making sure we turn on that left toe a little bit more should help with that. Again, when you're doing your 360s and your other drills, again, just try to emphasize that when you're starting on this position here, you're pushing with that right around your left. So try to make sure you're emphasizing on those drills that you're not dropping that left hip back. Again, this is just one of the throws, but we just want to make sure we're consistent with that. Next thing we wanted to look at, we'll go to another throw, is the actual sprint phase to the middle of the throw. So again, you're setting this up. Your non-reverse. Again, so just to point out some stuff, just going well, right? So being patient with that right. Yeah, so keeping that right on the ground as you're opening up that left side and starting your throw. And again, remember, we worked on trying to get out left as much as possible as well, right? Increasing the size of your radius. So that's something else, again, drill wise, you can work on. Again, you do a pretty decent job, but again, always can keep trying to strive to get that right out your right side as far over here as possible, increase your radius. Something else you'll see that's going to be in one of the reference videos I send you is your left arm. Trying to let that left open up a little bit in front of your legs. Again, you should feel that stretch because you're up, your head and your right side should still be back here, kind of center, a little bit even behind. But getting that left arm specifically open up a little bit ahead of your left hip, so that way you're able to get a little bit more over on that left side. And again, we try to get that line here between the armpit and the knee toe. So again, letting that left arm on your entry here get a little bit. Again, it's still in line, um, if not a little bit behind, really, your left knee there. So trying to let that get ahead is the main thing that we want to see with that. So actually letting that left arm get ahead like it is right now. Again, it's a little bit. You're starting to pick up that right here, so just a little bit sooner. And again, we'll show you a video in a second of what that looks like. Again, you're gonna end up rewrapping in the middle. So here, starting here, and then to here, you're gonna rewrap in the middle. So it's not that large of a concern, really. Getting that left arm out, and like I said, we'll show you a video in a minute. But again, just another call out for setting up that out of the back. The next thing, which is really the main focus, other than those fixes in the back, is letting your lower body get ahead of you. So I'm going to show you some, um, again, right? Also, especially on one of the other throws, I'll show it to you. Just making sure you're having good posture into the middle, not not letting your chest fall in. I think it's on this one. Yeah, you can see a little bit more clearly on this one. Just trying to stand up with it. Again, you're doing a lot of other good things there, but let's go to this aerial view of Krauser specifically. So if you look at his throw from up above, you can kind of see exactly what I'm talking about. So again, you can even tell from up above, right? He has great posture. He's coming into the middle. And then look, this is that half turn position, right? You can see his legs are in front of him. They're leading the throw, and all this is still back. So this is that position that we want you to be in, um, and let your lower body kind of drive the throw, right? So when we're looking here, right? This throw you did a decent job of it, but still trying to over exaggerate and emphasize that lower body leading the throw. Other thing is we definitely want to try to get that right down as quick as possible. And there was even a little short thing I wanted you to see with getting that right down from throws. You
Okay, so that blue line is exactly in the middle of the circle. He pushes everything around that left, and this position I like: bent right, sweep, bent right, down, sweep, bent right, down, sweep, down, and now.
So yeah, again, that's that same thing we worked on a while back with the discus, right? So when you're coming around, we want to get that down sweep and that aggressive sprint phase. So getting that right down as quickly as possible. Again, you can have a little bit more dorsiflexion here too, but really thinking about getting that right down to the middle. Again, you overshoot it on this one, right? But still, that's the principle of it is trying to get that right down to the middle as quickly as possible. And we can look at this next one as well. Kind of see the same things we're talking about here. Getting that right down to the middle. Again, right? Another thing we don't want to be going up. So you can kind of see your hips. You can kind of tell by your hips if you look at your entry here, and then we keep going through. Again, your hips raised up here. Again, right? If we're specifically talking about the sprint phase, not only do we not want your hips to be going up, but we also want to make sure that right is coming down to get grounded, right? Because ideally, we would love for your right to be grounded a frame or two sooner. So your left can start passing by at this point here, right? Because we want your left to be passing by at this point here. And again, the sooner you can get in double support, both feet on the ground, the sooner you can start working the ground and getting some more out of the throw. So again, we talked about in the past that left arm, right? So trying to maintain that wrap a little bit longer, especially if you look here, right? Your left foot's not down yet, and you're kind of already starting almost a flat left foot, right? So this is where you would really want to start working it. And then the last thing that I really want to make sure we talk about is this here. So again, you have a solid finish, but opportunity to improve it with your right. So again, just kind of look at your toe, knee, and how you're kind of finishing through here. So let's look at it again. Again, we want to definitely let your lower body get ahead of you, but just kind of look at that motion, and then let's go look at this analysis for Michael Carter. He's a glider again, but it's again you're all getting into the stand throw position here, and this video they did really emphasizes what you want to do here in the finish.
His knee is flexed, and it drops down. Watch, he's not extending; it's down, 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 and he's still holding almost an entirely flat left foot. And his right knee comes inside that sector, right? And what's he do? He comes forward, and his heel makes contact on the board.
So yeah, again, that's the last part of what we want to kind of address next, right? So when you're here, getting into that finish, dropping that right, and again, in this position here, we want this to stay closed longer so you get your lower body ahead of you, have more time in double support, working the ground, grounded, right? Not being jumpy here, which was the last thing I was going to mention. Again, really working, dropping that right knee, forcing your hips and stuff into the direction of the throw. Again, this kind of coming off of your neck here a little bit early, right? But you're rushing it with your upper body. So again, that's expected. But again, dropping that right knee, driving your hips, lower body into the throw. And then again on that finish, right? Again, I know you're doing the non-reverses, so that's going to be key to help you continue to stay grounded longer. Is doing more of those non-reverses. So we're going to need to incorporate some more of those, maybe superset them or heavy shot days, non-reverse only, kind of help emphasizing staying grounded longer. Because again, right, you're losing force, right, when you're coming up off the ground like this. So those are the main things. Again, I'll just walk through them real quick one last time. So again, on your entry here, you're setting up. First thing we wanted you to look at doing is getting that left arm a little bit ahead of your left leg here. Again, working around that left side, making sure that left hip isn't dropping in. Turning a little bit more on that toe to help you get around your left more, right? Cutting it off, you're not going to be able to get around it as easy, right? So you open it up a little bit more so you can get around it easier. Get level shoulders. Just making sure you're not letting your chest kind of fall in again is the key thing there. And then here, right, we talked about getting that right down. Get a little bit more dorsiflexion there as well. But really, at this point, right, getting that right foot down, right, making sure that your lower body is leading you to this point when you're getting your right foot down, so that way you can get some more speed and power out of the throw. And then we're gonna keep going. Again, holding that wrap longer, and then dropping that knee, getting your hips into the finish in the direction of the throw. Staying grounded a little bit longer, not as jumpy, and then smacking the finish. So that's what we want to work on for shot put. Again, I've seen these videos as well as this one of Krauser that I'll end with today, talking exactly what I mentioned on the lower body.
just throw them as efficiently as possible. So like I'll go at 60% effort tops, but if I line it up, I don't have to work hard. So like right here. Really makes the pull really well. I'm just getting my body ahead of the ball.
All right, Clark. Let me know if you have any questions.